So anyways, a bunch of us sat down to read this book together. There was this one story in it I remember. It was called The Most Foolish Traveler in the World. You see, once upon a time there was this foolish traveler who had gone on a journey. Why was he foolish? Well, because he was fooled by everyone he met.
Please, somebody for medicine?
Everywhere he went, people made up all kinds of sad stories to tell him.
I have a sick younger sister.
I need some money to plant seeds in my field.
And the traveler fell for every one of them. Pretty soon, his money, his clothes, even his shoes had been cheated away from him. But the foolish traveler was always glad to help. And he always told people the same thing. He said, "I wish you happiness." By this point, though, the traveler was completely naked. And with nothing left to cover himself, he decided to leave the main road and travel through the dense forest where no one could see him. But soon he was discovered by the goblins that live in the woods. The goblins wanted to eat the traveler's body. They begged and they pleaded and they used kind words to try and trick him. Of course, the traveler was fooled. First, he let the goblins eat one of his legs, then an arm, and then more and more. Before it was over, all the traveler had left was his head. He even had given away his eyes to the last of the goblins. And as the last of the goblins was eating the traveler's eyes, he turned and said, "Thank you, traveler. In return, I leave you this present." What the goblin left was a slip of paper with the word "fool" written on it. The traveler couldn't see it. He didn't know what it was. Even so, tears began to flow. "Thank you," he said. "This was the first present anyone has ever given me. I'm so happy, thank you." Even without his eyes, he still cried. He cried great tears of joy. Then the traveler died, with a smile still on his face. So after we heard that yesterday, all the other kids in class started making fun of the traveler. But while they did that, I closed my eyes and I thought about him a little bit longer. I thought about how he had given away everything until he had his head left. And how, in the end, he still cried for joy as he said, "Thank you." And then I realized I felt sorry for him. Loss, hardship, you can't focus on that. The traveler didn't. He never thought about his own troubles at all. I imagine it probably does sound foolish to some people, but not to me. Even though he was being tricked, I think he knew what he wanted. I think more than anything, he just wanted to make people happy. What about you, Yuki? Kyo? Is that foolish? When you close your eyes and you really think about it, is that what that is?